I think it's worth answering the question of why this other side has managed to take over every institution. And I have an unconventional theory of this one, Alex. I think that it's worth seeing. You and I may be, we're conservative. People may classify us as being in the right, but take those labels off.
I'm
for
a populist.
Second. I mean, just take. I hate labels. They're not useful.
I agree.
They're reductionist. So let's just look at the substance of this. People who would have identified as being on the old left, right? Occupy Wall Street, challenging the bailouts. The old left version of break up big tech. The old left that was critical of colleges charging way too much money for providing far less in return. The people who have criticized schools in the inner cities, failing to serve black kids in the inner city or whatever. Even our military, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, a lot of that criticism used to come from what was perceived to be the old left. What happened was each of those institutions, what they did was, if you're Wall Street, you don't want to occupy Wall Street, but I'll do the new woke stuff, diversity, inclusion, climate change, great. If you're Silicon Valley, I don't like the left-wing break up big tech. I'll censor hate speech and misinformation as you define it, but I don't do it for free, as long as I get to get you off my back. The U.S. military, if you're Mark Milley, you don't want to talk about accountability for Iraq and Afghanistan. Forget about that. I'll talk about white rage and systemic racism. So part of this is a deeper arranged marriage. It's more like, use the whorehouse analogy, it's more like mutual prostitution.
Well, that's right.
Between two strange bedfellows.
That's right. The power structure has failed. They're not the aristocrats that are doing it for their own good. They know they're a fraud. The system's coming apart. And
they know it's a fraud, but it's an arranged marriage that allows them to keep their power intact.
That's
it. So anyway, you've talked about similar themes.
Happened, though?
Yeah.
Look, there's a meme. It's totally true. History shows it. Bad times make hard men make good times make weak men make bad times.
Yeah.
It's a cycle. So a lot of it is our fault. We can't just blame the globalists and the aristocracy. Their rot.
Thank you.
Their rot is our rot. And so
that's what I'm talking about.
There's so much entertainment, so much food.
We got to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, why is it that we bend the knee? Because yes, when the Israelites escape from the Pharaoh, they're lost in the desert, yet to find the promised land. What did they say? We want to go back and be ruled by the Pharaoh.
That's right.
And so we can complain about the Pharaoh all we want, and it exists. The global ESG movement, modern stakeholder.
But we have to build our own system. That's actually
what is it that makes us want to bend the knee?
That's actually what this book, The Great Awakening, comes out next week.